I was on my way home the other day, and the stability track off light came on the vehicle on my Suburban, and I was puzzled because what happened was when it shifts from first to second, it was a hard shift as if I had a shift kit in the transmission. It was shifting extremely hard after the light came on, and I attached the code scanner to it, and it popped up with these lean codes that I'm very familiar with. So the first thing I did, I did a visual on the mass airflow sensor, which almost detects this problem, or a vacuum leak. One or the other is kind of almost the most common problem with those codes. So I kind of cleaned the air filter as you guys see me doing. It was dirty, but there was nothing restricting air from coming through the vehicle that I thought would have made those codes arise. But I did clean it, and also ultimately I bought a new one. I'll show you guys that in a second. But I'll show you guys what I come up with after I did all this. This didn't solve the issue whatsoever, and I'll show you guys what I found in a second. But yeah, those codes popped up on me that I'm very familiar with, and I've owned quite a few LS engines, and I know exactly where to go and where to start and where to look at with those particular codes. So let's get into the video. This thing is idling pretty rough, man. Getting no serviceability track. Look at the idle. It's idling nowhere near smooth. I'm going to replace the mass airflow sensor. I have a new one coming in. I had some credit for some parts. I wouldn't have just bought it, guys. I cleaned it. I could have removed this part and cleaned it off with some mass airflow cleaner. I'll show you guys that, where you can buy it from, how much it costs right now. But I opted to switch it out. This may be the original one. A lot of parts on here are original. I don't know. I got this truck about a month ago now. It looks like nobody did really no maintenance to this vehicle, and I'm gonna make it back perfect. And you know, I'm gonna do an entire tune-up on it. We're gonna do spark plugs, spark plug wires. Look at this, spark plug wires, coils, injectors, etc. But now it's the time to find that leak because I'm sick of that hard shifting. Guys, I've owned every LS motor. I've owned the 4.8, multiple 5.3s. This is my first 6.0, and I've owned a 6.2 in my brand new Chevy Trail Boss. Of course, it had no issues, but it's a brand new truck. But with this 6.0, they all the same. To me, the best out of all of them so far, even though it's lack of powers, the 4.8 is bulletproof. And I've had that same P0171 and 1074 code. And it turned out to be the mass airflow sensor. But that van, my express van, had 300,000 miles on it before that code popped up. So I changed the mass airflow sensor. The 5.3s, a different outcome. One was a broken vacuum. With this one too as well, I'll show you guys where I sprayed and found a vacuum broken on. I gotta remove the cover and I'm gonna show you guys where it was at. And I replaced it, the rubber hose that was broke all up on there. But another one was also, I'm hoping that's not the case with this, but that's fine, it is, because I'm changing the injectors, was the intake on one of my 5.3s, the Avalanche I had. 2005 Avalanche. The intake was bad. The intake gaskets go bad on these things, of course, from expansion and contraction, guys. It expands from that heat, and the gasket wears over time, and it'll cause a seepage. And I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna find the leak on this, because we're running lean right now. I'm guessing it's the mass airflow sensor from all the things that I've accumulated, because I did clean it and it ran okay for a minute. And we're gonna change out also the air filter. That can be a problem. If it's not sealed properly, that air filter in here can let a lot of dust and a lot of debris inside of this mass airflow sensor and clog it and restrict the air, hence us running lean right now. So let's pop this cover off. It's very easy. Get some gloves and pop this cover off, and we're gonna find out what's the problem. So here, this rubber hose was cracked all up, and it wasn't on this line, so I pushed it back. I installed a new hose on here, and I pushed it back. Some old hose I had, which is fine. I popped this back in place. This just pops out, and that didn't do the trick. Everything looks original on this vehicle, but we're gonna find out where's the air leak coming from, if we have a leak at all, because it can be a fuel related issue, guys, because The fuel pressure sensor was bad on this vehicle. I just changed it out. Video will be up on the channel shortly about that. I was getting a fuel pressure sensor code, and I changed it out. The code went away, and all of a sudden, this code pops up. So I got something going on. It may possibly can be something related to the fuel pressure, and I'm also gonna check that. But today we're gonna find out if we got any leaks on top of here. We're gonna search all around here right now. All right, guys, it's time to change the mass airflow sensor. It's the AC Delco one. I believe this has been swapped out, but we're gonna see. I don't think that's the issue. And we also gonna change the filter, but I want to undo the hot side of this battery. I think we got another issue going on here. Let's move this 8mm or 5/16. She'll get it. Press down on this and pull it out. Mark on it. It don't look bad. This filter is dirty. We also gonna swap this out. Vacuum this stuff out of here, guys. Here's the new sensor. Delco is going to light. Here's a new filter. Here's a new filter. The old one. We're gonna slap this in place. We'll just make sure this is out of our way. Make sure it's seated in there properly. This is not gonna fix our issue, guys. We have a leak somewhere, and I'm gonna find it. So I got this tightened down, the new mass airflow sensors installed. Let me put this back together, guys. Be back in a second. There was a fourth screw here. I thought this was a grommet that this sat on, but obviously this is torn out. So this can be another reason this wasn't seated properly, and I'm hoping that's the case. Look down in here. There's the screw still in place. So it broke clean through the housing. And I know how sensitive these things are. So let's remove this screw, and I'll put a washer on it because I want this to seal properly. All right, guys, so we sealed up properly. I have to put a washer on that one because it was torn through. They're all back good. Everything's tightened down, buckled up. Now we're gonna connect the battery and we're gonna see what we got. All right, let's start up, see what we got, guys. Let's see this one. It's not running good. It's shaking. data, guys. Let's see if we running lean or not. Let it get the temperature first. Nope, it didn't fix it. Look at that, we're still running lean. Look at that, 24. Wow. Look at the fuel trim. So we're looking at the LT fuel trim, guys. That should be a plus or minus. It should be hovering around 0, plus or minus with the fuel trim. Look at them, guys. We got an issue with this vehicle. Guys, to help find vacuum leaks, I just think everyone should have a smoke leak detector. I'll let somebody borrow mine right now, so I don't have it with me now. But I found the leak. But this is a cheap one you can find online. This is actually a good one. I know a couple people who got this one in particular, and this is actually a good one. And I'm going to give me one for a spare, this one, just to have around. But for the novice mechanic or just a mechanic doing side jobs, this is a great investment to find vacuum leaks. Older cars, newer cars, this is just a great investment. So I just want to share that with you guys. Now let's get back to the problem of the truck and see where the leak is at. Okay, guys, I'm hearing something. Look at this. Listen, guys. Not my problem. That's the problem, guys. Look at this. Someone put tape over this line. They taped it up. Let me show you guys this. Instead of just replacing it with a rubber hose, look at that. Oh, wow. This is the culprit. I haven't started yet. We're going to start and see. Just got a rubber hose and cut and put back there. So I put a rubber hose on it. And we should be all good. Let's start and see now. Let's check out some fuel trim. Let's see what the fuel trims level out. Start up. Clear these codes first. Clear the codes. Let's hope they don't come back. Let's view some lab data. Coolant temperature. All right, look at the trims, they dropping. Those long trims should come down, guys, over time. Look at that, that's gonna drop. That's gonna drop, guys. We're back, we figured it out. So we're gonna go for a test drive now, and we're gonna see. Get the coolant, 174 degrees. No lights. No lights. I gotta take it in for the airbag too. Yeah, we got an airbag recall on this vehicle, and I'm gonna take it in for the airbag. So let's go take for a test drive. So I took the vehicle out for a test drive, and it drove amazing. So the next thing I'll be doing to this truck is a complete tune-up with all new parts. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys be notified of uploading new content. Terrence and I'm out.